Hello there. Thank you for joining me on tonight where we have our live. Hey, Ernestine, how are you? Good evening, good evening, good evening. Excuse me. I am so excited. Hello there, Cluster B Free Karen. How are you? She said, going to switch to my other channel. Okay. Thank you for joining me. I'm excited about you all being here. We're going to talk about the raging narcissist. Many of you are going through this, and you said this is a very tremendous time in going through this. And many of you don't know how to handle it. You say, I don't know what to do. And many of you say, I'm afraid. I fear for my life. We're going to give you some information that will help you in the situation, but you should not stay in a detrimental place. If you feel that your life is at jeopardy, please do not stay in a detrimental place. There is help. Hello there, Danielle. Thank you, Danielle, for coming on. Danielle, you can clock us at 50 minutes. Clock us at 50 minutes. We're going to do 50 minutes and we're going to answer your questions. Any questions that you may have, your comments are volatile because your story has to be told. Your story can help somebody else with what they are going through. You are not alone. You are not by yourself. There are others that are going through, and there is help. Help is always there for you. Sometime when we're going through this, especially those of you who are dealing with domestic violence, you feel that there is no help. There is help. 50 minutes, absolutely. There's 1-800-799-7233. When you are talking to them, they will instruct you and give you information, and they will tell you this is a time not to share information. You need to be very discreet. If your family are not flying monkeys for the narcissist, and you can confide in your family and you know for sure, especially when you have children and you may need help traveling from one place to another, they will advise you. They will instruct you every step of the way. Domestic violence number 1-800-799-7233. Do not hesitate to call that number. Do not hesitate to cover and protect yourself and the child. Narcissists a lot of time are engulfed with rage, especially when things does not go their way. They have a tendency, especially when you're the primal supply. The primal supply is a conditioned supply. If you've been with the narcissist for 5 to 10 years, you've already been conditioned, and you may not know that. You may not even think that, because sometimes you offer rebuttal, but the rebuttal doesn't cause you to leave. You stay there and you handle all the tyranny that the narcissist put out. And the narcissist has a history of being violent, especially if you're dealing with a psychopathic, sociopathic, or malignant narcissist. Their character is a little more extreme. The overt narcissist is also malignant because they're loud, they're boisterous, they have embarrassed you anywhere. They don't care what they say to you. They don't care what they say about you. They'll say it anywhere, any place, and they will bring you to shame. They will bring you to ruin. And because the narcissist does not take accountability or responsibility for anything they do, and you are the corporate, you are the blame, or they have an addition to that with the scapegoat child. The scapegoat child get treated just like supply. And if they blame the mom, they will turn the mom against the scapegoat child. And sometimes the mom who want to please the narcissist turns against the scapegoat child, and the scapegoat child bears all the responsibility. They get blamed for everything. Anybody get beat, they get beaten. They may go tell them go to bed without food. They trying to figure out what they did, and the mom wanting to please the narcissist envelops the character of the narcissist, and they become the expression or the soundboard of the narcissist. So when you have a raging narcissist and a fearful mom and an abused mom and a badly battered mom who is now terrorized and fearful and don't even think that she can save her own life because she's afraid of what the narcissist would do. And some people have been beaten to a pulp, beaten with different items, and you are afraid and you find yourself isolated. You're afraid to go to the store. You walk on pins and needles, fight, or freeze. You don't know what to do. When the narcissist come, your system is totally upset. You feel nauseated. You get lightheaded. You have headaches. You have leaking bowels, running bowels, and you're wondering what is wrong. You can't eat, and pretty soon you can't eat solid food. Your whole system is offline. You are even afraid to go to the doctor unless you get really sick, because the narcissists do not want to be revealed, so he keep you isolated. Even though you're isolated in torment, even though you're isolated in abuse, you have to make a conscientious decision that I'm going to move out for the safety of myself or my children, because some narcissists don't only beat the parent, the supply, they beat the child. Now, I'm going to ask if you all will give comments to this situation. Is very intense, is very sensitive. Is very sensitive, and I know that it's very sensitive. And the sensitivity that is involved is the wisdom also that you're going to need, because you don't want to keep getting beaten, or you know that the children are being beaten and you stay there under that duress. This is very dangerous. You call the police and you feel like you get no help, because when the police come, you act like everything's all right, because the narcissists say, if I go to jail, when I get out, I'm going to hurt you or I'm going to kill you. And they threaten you. And if you being violated and you're going to work with shades on, you're going to work with a whole lot of makeup, you don't look at people, you hold your head down. As soon as you get off from work, you call and tell them, I'm going to the grocery store to get food. And the narcissist said, no, you're not going to the grocery store. You're meeting someone. And then the house is without food because you're doing everything to please the narcissist. I want you to know that there is help. You can call the domestic violence hotline, and there's someone there to help you. 1-800-799-7233. The children are on edge. They're going to school. The teachers soon recognize something is wrong because the child is apprehensive. The child is very sluggish. The child is scared. The child is urinating on themselves, defecating. They're having problems with their stomach. They're throwing up. Different things are happening, and the children are expressing all of that stress through their body. And after a while, if the school get involved, CPS will get involved, and they would think that the children are being abused by you too, mom, and you don't want to lose your children. Call the domestic violence line, 1-800-799-7233. They will discreetly assist you. They will discreetly help you. They will not leave you. They will subject themselves to help you every step of the way. The domestic violence hotline. Even if you go to the library or hello there, Kira. How are you, Kira? Go to the domestic violence hotline. And if you can't call, go to the store, drop a letter at the cashier, or go to the bank, drop a letter at the bank. Tell them you need help. But when you ask for help, you got to be willing to receive the help. And what they tell you to do, you got to be willing to do it. You have to be willing to do it, because sometimes they would prepare you and tell you, now go here, because they may have someone to take you from A to B and assist you from A to B. So when you call the domestic violence hotline, Be ready to move out. Be ready to go. All right. This is our topic. It's a very intense topic. Come on. Tell your story. Write your story. Write comments. If you have been through this and you have been through domestic violence, talk about it. Someone needs to hear your story. They need to hear that there is help. They need to know I am not the only one. Somebody else have went through it. They came through it. Somebody else is going through it. I can make it. I can do it. Especially when their minds has already been crushed. Their souls have already been crushed. They are on the edge. I did a clubhouse, and we're going to do part 2 Tuesday at 7:45. Make sure you join me on Clubhouse Tuesday at 7:45 Pacific Standard Time. Living on the Edge. Part 2, when you are being violated, when you have a raging narcissist, and the narcissist a lot of times rage, and they rage in and out of reality. Some of them, when they're in their state of rage, they are not in a sense of reality. They are in an alternate world. And in this alternate world, things can happen, and at the time, they're not even cognizant of that world because they're in the alternate world, and then they come out of that world. You got the lower narcissist. The lower narcissist can be very violent. They very reflective, and that means they can hit you without thinking, and they're raging. They don't have enough money, and you don't have any money to give them. All hell break loose. You cook something they don't like because they wanted something else. All hell break loose. The children are on edge. They're very nervous. And then it doesn't stop the overt. It doesn't stop the malignant, sociopath, psychopath. The psychopath has no emotion to the wrong that they do. None. It doesn't matter how gruesome it is. None. Absolutely none. The malignant can be a planner. When you violate them, they want revenge. And the revenge can be deadly. It can be awesome. Awful. She said, your videos help get this out to others in this difficult situation. Thank you for sharing. Absolutely. Absolutely. And see, one thing about a raging narcissist, they are usually manipulative and they are premeditative. Sometimes the narcissists premeditate the damage they're going to cause. They premeditate the damage that they're going to do, especially when you have wounded them, you have hurt them. They wanted you to go with them because they needed you to impress their friends. Well, you're tired today, and you ask, can I go another day? All hell break loose. Or you take them to a dinner and they just take over the dinner. They take over your character. They take credit for all of the elevation. They take credit for all of the promotion. If it wasn't for me, she wouldn't have got that promotion. I helped her. I said to her, and you're just looking at them. They didn't even help you. They despised the fact that you were even getting a promotion. You were too afraid to tell them about the promotion because it was going to be tiptoe through the tulips. You're going to have to walk on ice because they really don't like when good things come to you, and then it stirs up the anger. The anger gets to madness. The madness turns to rage. And when you got to rage, your house is just jacked up. Your house is tore up. The narcissist hit the walls. The narcissist turn over the furniture. You put the children in the room because he would turn over the children too. Everything is up for grabs when the narcissist is raging, and there is your blood pressure. Your blood pressure go up, headaches, and some of you are even having blackout spells from the stress level heights of what you are going Two, your stomach is messed up. You're going to the doctors. You're on Valium. You know you can't take care of the kids because you are meditating. You're going through deep depression. Go to my video when the supply has had enough. It comes a time when it's over. It comes a time when it's finished. It comes a time when enough is enough. You can't continue that. You cannot continue that. Your body is keeping score. Your body cannot handle that. When the narcissists rage, their goal is your fear. They want you intimidated. And some of you supply has went to an alternate world because you can't handle your world in which you exist in. So in your mind, you make up all of this great things that are really not happening because you can't handle the world you live in. And you have children. The children are gravely neglected until your family now has become concerned. Hello there, spiritual warrior. How are you? Thank you. Your family is concerned. You done cut off your friends. You don't go out like you used to go out. Some of you that was even in church. If you have a church family, get a church family. You have a group. Don't delete your group because the first time depression hits, depression wants you to isolate because you don't want people to know what's going on. They need to know what's going on. You cannot isolate yourself. Anytime you isolate yourself in abuse, that can become fatal. That can become deadly. You have no voice to sound off. You have no other voice other than the voice in your head. And the voice in your head is negative. If you have a church family and they are a powerful church family, you need them. Don't keep secrets. Let them know that you are going through. Let them know that you need help. Let them know that you need help. Rage is crazy. What do we talk about when we talk about rage? It definitely has an impact on your body. Some of you are about to lose your job because you can't handle the raging narcissist. Some of you, how many jobs have you lost because of the raging narcissist? How many? Spiritual warrior. Let's read spiritual warrior. Spiritual warrior said, number one, believes me. She said, no one believes me. She said, I've referred to different mental health services. She said, in health services, some people have it better than others. She said, I have no idea what direction the evils are coming from. I just know it's been happening a long time. Spiritual warrior, what do you mean you don't know the directions the evil is coming from and it's happened a long time? Are you away from the narcissist or are you still with the narcissist? Because being away from the narcissist, a lot of times, that's when all of the things you've been through start to show up. It starts to project itself. And as these trajectories begin to come forth, we as counselors, we as therapists, we as life coach, and some of you need psychiatrists. Don't be afraid to go to a psychiatrist. Don't be afraid to go to a therapist. Some of your stuff may be too deep for just a life coach. Then go to a therapist. Psychology Today. You can look on psychologytoday.com and request a specialist that deal with narcissism. You just don't need a regular therapist. You need one who's dealing with narcissism. She said, I speak out and people refer me to psychosis when I speak up every time. Of course they do. They want you quiet. They don't want you to say anything. Are you still with the narcissist spiritual warrior, or are you away? Sometimes the total healing is difficult when you're with the narcissist because you're constantly going through the process. And they call that CPTSD. When you're dealing with it right now, it's happening right now. And you're dealing with this on a constant basis. Karen said, this is Cluster B Free Karen Smith. Technical difficulties with my other two channels. Okay. She said, you're not with them anymore. Okay. She said, I am not with them anymore. Do you have a therapist that you're seeing? A spiritual warrior. Do you have a therapist that you are seeing? Because when you have went to extreme abuse, you need help. You need to clear out the gutters of your memory. You need to clear out those walls that are trapping your mind in memory. You need to clean out the closet that all of this stuff is in, and you close the door, and as soon as you open the door, all of this stuff come out. No, you need a healing, and there are certain methods of healings that you can use. She said, learning in my healing process that mood swings, she said, mood swings I used to suffer as a young child. She said, and had a lot to do with growing up around a raging narcissist sibling. Absolutely. And some people have them as adults. You know, you had them as a child. Some people are still having them as an adult. Rage is crazy. Yeah, rage is crazy. Rage is beyond anger. It's beyond anger. When a person is in rage, I mean, they are throwing things, and a person who's in rage seek to harm because they seek to get this rage out. They seek to get this rage out, and they want to take it out on someone. You don't want to be that someone that people are taking their rage out. You really don't want to be them. Let's look up when we talk about rage, what's all involved with rage. Come on. Rage. That is beyond anger. And I mean, they can act like a child. You know, you're driving down the street and they get angry. All of a sudden, they're going 100 miles an hour. And I mean, it's a 35-mile-hour lane, but they're going 100 miles an hour. She said, I've been rageful, but not directly. Okay. Karen said, raging narcissists can give gastrointestinal issues like irritable bowel syndromes. Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. All day. Every part of your body can be affected by a narcissist. And you know what? And you may find out once you leave ulcers, yes, ma'am. And once you leave them, some of these things immediately clear up. Some of the stuff the doctors can't even diagnose. And your body is telling them something is crazy. This is violent, uncontrolled anger. Violent, uncontrolled anger. Woo. It's heightened anger. It's storm activation in character. Sometimes it becomes physical. Sometimes it can even be deadly. Don't stay in a place where you know you're under constant abuse. You can't say anything. You're always wrong. Ebabel says, spiritual warfare. She said, I'm experiencing things. I'm currently recovering from dealing with a raging sibling that the family enables. Oh, you know what? See, when the family get behind raging siblings or flying monkeys or raging narcissists, they don't want you to have any way out, and they would never listen to you in any recovery aspect whatsoever. And they're going to blame the person that's been abused rather than the abuser. That's why when you're dealing with rage, the only way to deal with rage is out. She said rage and narcissists can give backache, spiritual degeneration, and other joint inflammation. She said after escaping, body and joint ache, pains greatly reduced. Absolutely. And see, when you got a rage and narcissist, sometimes the only way of healing is out. It's out. You can't keep being beaten. Your children can't keep being abused. Your mind can't keep being in setbacks. Set back your emotion. Set back your thoughts until you find your mind in a dragging stage. I mean, every thought is with effort. You only not just have brain fog, you have brain slug. Your brain, it's like you're thinking in slow motion. It's like you're moving in slow motion because your mind is trying to figure out how to deal with this reality of abuse, of violence. And when you have children and you're trying to protect your children and you feel helpless to protect them because the narcissist rage. And you can tell the energy, how he pulls in the driveway, how he slams the car, how he opens the door, the weight of his footsteps in the house, and you start to trigger. You start to go on edge. All the kids start to run. They start to hide because they know something's getting ready to pop off. Because daddy got this energy coming in the house. Mom got this energy coming in the house. And they know the only way for us to escape is to get out of Dodge, to hide ourselves, to get out of his presence where he doesn't see us. She said physical separation makes such a huge difference and impact mentally. It does, because you're out of the environment where all of this is happening. And most people, the brain fog, some people, it starts to clear up when you can relax. Some of you are not even in a relaxed stage. You don't know how to relax. It's been a long time since you relax. And so you don't know how to do it. You don't know how to relax. You're jumpy. You go to a restaurant, somebody drops something, you almost jump out of the seat. You're nervous. You're always on edge. You're always dealing with headaches. You're losing your hair. Your hair is coming out. You stop thinking about grooming yourself because you really don't matter. Your family is talking to you and their voice sounds like it's in slow motion because you're trying to process every single thought. You're on your job and it's taking everything you have to maintain on that job because you know you need the money. Because if you don't bring in money, you all don't eat. Because some of the narcissists, especially the lower and the lower mid, can be very irresponsible. And so if you don't make money, y'all don't eat. And you're trying to feed the family. You're always impoverished with the narcissist because they spend maliciously. They spend carelessly. They're irresponsible. They don't think about saving. They're thinking about spending because the narcissists like to impress at your expense. She said, I am always getting headaches. She said, and my hair comes out a lot. Absolutely. She said, even being out of the situation, it's the environment. Okay. But if you come out of the situation, spiritual warrior, do you still have the environment or are you thinking of an environment? She said, I will have blinding migraines for days. She said, and wear shades inside. After seeing your videos, she said, I started calling the police when he was screaming. She said, my migraine stopped because he was a coward and feared the police. She said, I wished I lived in America. I would have the help. You know, I wish you did too. I wish you did too. But But I think the domestic violence line, that if you could call, it is an international uh, line. And I think, uh, I don't know if I have an international, let me see, do I have an international, need an international hotline. Oh, I got a national line that you can call. Maybe you, let me see, do I have an international hotline? And see, what makes it so difficult with the international hotline, they consider the culture and the laws. Some of their laws does not curtail to American laws. But if you could call that 1-800 number, because even international, I think you'll just put +1 and then dial that number. They may not can lead you out, but they can give you instructions. She said, I have contact refuge shelter and they can't help. That's why, then why are they called a refuge shelter? Can you leave, or are you obligated to stay? Do you think you're obligated to stay because of the children? Warrior, spiritual warrior, do you have family? Do you have any family? Are you not by your family? She said, yes, it hurt, but I put it in God's hand. No family. Okay. She said, they are narcissistic. Oh, the family is narcissistic. So you left a family that you grew up with into a narcissistic. She said, I am the black, of course. You're the black sheep. The black sheep get all the brunts of the blame, responsibility. Do you have any friends, spiritual warrior? Do you have friends? Do you have friends? Do you have any friends that you could go to, talk to, or help you? She has no family, and all her families are narcissists. So you basically by yourself. So, spiritual warrior, do you have friends? She says, friends aren't local, but they are tired of learning, hearing about the problems. Okay. Do you know for sure whether your house is clear, or do you think that he has tracers in the house? Google internal domestic violence hotline. I just found many countries listed. Did you hear that? Google uh, international domestic hotline. International domestic hotline. And make sure your phone has not been tapped. Thank you. She said, what country? Karen is asking what country she's in. But I need you to Google international hotline. Just in case he gets your phone, um, let's be limited in the information that she gives. Let's be limited in the information that she gives. She said, England, Kent. Okay, she's in England. All right. Oh, we could definitely give the information. Karen, look up that information and put that into the comments. Put that into the comments. A spiritual warrior, um, your friends are not local, but if you call that international hotline, they are abreast and they are equipped to help you in every situation that you're in. Every situation that you're in, they can help you and assist you. There is a way out. God, the Bible said that God will make a way for your escape, and he will. Keep coming on these channels. You know, and there's also, I have daughters, Dr. Carmen Bryant, Overcoming Narcissist Abuse, the TTEA on NPD, and then we have Karen. Okay, Shush no more knows her now. Okay, she said, I feel watched all the time. My phone has been hacked. Okay, not sure it's still that I'm still constantly resetting my phone. Be very careful what you say on your phone. Don't put no vital information on your phone. She said, love Dr. Carmen to you and her. I both watch. Praise God. I am so glad. But listen to me. You need to get a secure phone. Get a little cheap phone and hide it. Don't let them know that you have that phone, and only use that phone for imperative information. Call that 1-800 International Domestic Violence number. Tell them your situation. They will begin to direct you. They will begin to guide you. Even though you are in England, there is help. I know people in England. I went to England. I preached in England. There is help in England. You can get help. Are you listening to me? I want you to write me at Destiny Helper 12s at gmail.com. I want you to put my email address up, Danielle, Destiny Helper 12s at gmail.com. Let's talk. Let's talk through email. After we talk through email, go through that computer and clear that email. Delete that email right out. Don't get anything, or if you use your phone, if you can get a secure phone for all the conversations that you have, stop having conversation on your regular phone, because he probably know everything that you're doing. Get you a secure phone, go to the library, go to a store. Don't even talk in your house. Don't talk in your house. Go outside of your home for any conversation you have, because if he's hacked your phone, there's probably cameras in the house. And the reason he knows everything you're doing and follow you is because he's recording all the time. Keep your calm. When he goes ballistic, don't you go ballistic. I mean, if you have to call the police, if they don't do nothing 50,000 times, you still call them. Because when you finally go to court, they got a paper trail. And that paper trail is going to work in your advantage, because they're going to see after all this time, you got no help, even though you tried to get help. And this 1-800 number will secure you a place for you and your children. And then that constant police calling, the only thing about that is the damage effect that happens afterwards, because the narcissist double dare you to even call. How dare you call somebody on me? How dare you report me? How dare you think that you can do this to me? And they get to an injury, and then they rage even more. So you don't have family there. So I definitely, hello Trina, I definitely want you to use wisdom. I definitely want you to use wisdom. She says, I'm being tested for PTSD. Oh, you probably gonna come out with PTSD. It wouldn't surprise me at all. She said, going to email you. Okay, make sure you email me, destinyhelper12s at gmail.com. Destinyhelper12s at gmail.com. Spiritual warrior, there is help. There is a solution. A raging narcissist is dangerous. You can't put anything into them. You can't even talk to them when they're raging, and they don't stop. She said the neighborhood knows what they are doing, and that's why the council and police won't help me. All right? No problem. Call that domestic violence hotline. If there was a way that you could get out, if there was a way that you could be free, spiritual warrior, Would you take those options? She said, I will email you. Okay, please email me. But spiritual warrior, if there was a way for you to get out, if there was a way for you to be free, would you take those options? Would you take those options? Or are you afraid to leave? Because I can talk to you personally about some things. And Connect Not Shush No More is in, she's English. So she knows the probability and of the corridors that are available to you for assistance. She said, Ireland and Scotland have numbers. There are even a men's domestic hotline too. So Karen, you done hooked her up with Shush No More, and Shush No More can, do you have an email? Do you have an email, Spiritual Warrior? Could you put your email up if you have an email? She said, make sure you subscribe. Absolutely. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. And every time I come on, you will know that I'm on. Every time I come on. She said, I watched that video you have on the narcissist and witchcraft. Oh, yeah. Some of them do. And that's a whole nother avenue added to what the raging narcissist. If they're in witchcraft, they probably got some of yours. They always take some of your stuff. There's always other people involved against you to keep you and to hold you hostage into that trauma bond. Because that trauma bond do not let you leave or make you feel guilty when you want to leave, or after you leave, it make you feel guilty you left, like you betrayed the narcissist, so you want to come back. No, you have to break that trauma bond with sessions, and you're going to need sessions with the level of abuse and that you've been through. You're going to need sessions. You can have sessions with me or Dr. Bryan. Dr. Carmen Bryan is a licensed therapist, and she's there, and I got years under my belt. And so you can write me at destinyhelper12s@gmail.com. And if I can even refer you to Dr. Bryan, I will do that, where she can assist you in a lot of medical and technical avenues, because she is in the professional side, where she has the medical strategy that you need to assist your body. And so we will get you help. So myself and her, and then we have Karen on here. Yeah. Did that help you out, Spiritual Warrior? The videos on the narcissist and witchcraft sound like something you're going through? Hello there, Sandy. How are you? She said, domestic violence hotline as above. Okay. Is that Sandy Lou? Put the UK domestic hotline. Put it back in there again. Write it again, Sandy Lou. Write it in there again. You write it in there again. But Spiritual Warrior, there is help. I need you right now to attend those videos. And Sandy Lou is writing some information for me at Spiritual. Okay. Exactly. I need you to write that hotline number. You or Karen. Karen, if you have that number, write it in there for me. Write it in there. Come on, let's get these numbers out. Let's get these numbers out. We're going to be making another video with a lot of information on it, dealing with the raging narcissist. And I'm going to redo another video dealing with the narcissist and witchcraft. What does that mean? And then we'll redo the spiritual narcissist, because many of you dealing with the spiritual narcissist, they go to church and they do everything, but they're just as demonic. Going to church does not make you right. Going to church does not mean that you're a Christian. Some people go to church to appease their conscience. not to change their life. It just make them feel good. Spiritual warrior, I've been going through witchcraft. She said, I know, but the people be saying I'm in psychosis. So I'm involved with psychosis intervention, and when they come out, I tell them I'm not psychotic. All right, Zingbu. Okay, Zing B has a website at the bottom. Um, do you see that website? Spiritual Warrior. Do you see that website? She said, I never call her Shush no more. She said, I will call her Shush no more tomorrow and email her for you. Absolutely. And look at Zingby. Zingby, that's what she's talking about. She said that place, that refuge place, wouldn't help her, Zingby. She said she contacted them and they said they couldn't help her. So we need another site for her. She said, wow, go to church to make them feel better. Absolutely. That's all they go. They go to church for to feel better, or they go to church to find new targets. Most of the time, it is to find new supply, because most of the narcissists think church girls are weak. So they go into the church to find new supply. And can you imagine if you got a raging narcissist, when they come into church, they are like angel wings, like little butterflies. They are hellion in the house, and they are so nice outside, because you got the narcissist inside and the narcissist outside. She said it's for domestic violence. Absolutely. She said she went to that one, Zing B. Is there another one you have? She said they couldn't help her. She went to that one. She said they couldn't help her. She said, thank you, Karen. And yes, I see the website. She said, but refuge won't help me. She said, I am not physically abused. I wished I was physically abused. At least I would have evidence. But she said she's being mentally abused. Wow. Yeah. See, in America, mental abuse is recognized as abuse. In a lot of places, they are still trying to catch up with it. They're still trying to catch up with it. But if you can call a domestic violence abuse line and let them know the violence, she said, Shush No More is coming on live right now. Yeah, bring her on. Bring her on. Because she's right there in the UK. She may not be in the same city you're in, but she's right there. She said, go to church and find new supply. Absolutely. Because the narcissists need constant supply, because they need to rejuvenate, regenerate, and they have to regenerate with new supply, because that's the primal supply is broken down so much by the narcissist. They break that primal supply all the way down. Zing B said, my therapist is a Christian and she takes spiritual warfare and narc abuse. Are you in the UK, Zing B? Are you in the UK? Are you located in the UK, Zing B? Zing B said, coercive abuse become illegal last year. Go to the police. Okay, she's in the UK. Are you hearing that? Hello there, Shush No More. How are you? Spiritual warrior, are you hearing this? We got Shush No More that's on. And Zing B said coercive abuse, which is physical or verbal abuse, has become illegal. If you call the police, she said you should get help. Shush No More. We have a young lady who is in the UK and she's being totally violated. See, and Zing B is in the UK too. Spiritual warrior, I got 2 people that are on here from the UK. Do you see them? Zing B, and I got Shush No More. Yes, good. Spiritual warrior, there is help. So now you can see that you do not have to be alone in this. You got help in this. Shush No More. Um, Spiritual warrior, what is your email address? What is your email address? She said, I'm hearing everything and I've subscribed to her channel. All right, good. She said, this is why platforms like this are so needed by sharing these videos. Yeah, Danielle, it is so true. She said, we spread the awareness to places that need to be recognized. Mental abuse as domestic violence. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Danielle, when she give me her address, I want you to write her address down. Spiritual warrior, write your address down. Or email me. You said you was going to email me. Email me. She said, I want to help. Zingb, do me a favor. Email me destinyhelper12s at gmail.com. I want you to email me, and then once a spiritual warrior email me, I can forward those emails to her and get her some assistance, places with people that are there. Because you are not alone. destinyhelper12s at gmail.com. She said, remember when you met me, Helen? I'm so healed now. You know what? And I am so proud of you. Zingby, I applaud you and I salute you. You are awesome. You are not just a survivor. You are a thriver. Now you're reaching out, helping those who went through things like you, assisting those, bringing them out of the trenches of hiding, telling them that they can make it, they can do it, because you are doing it, and you are doing it big every day. Shush no more. Hello there. So, shush no more. Write me at destinyhelper12s at gmail.com. I want us to help Spiritual Warrior and let her know that she's not alone. She said, put in the chat, please, so I have an email address. Absolutely. She said, we are family sisters and we support and love each other. Absolutely, Karen. She said, I will, of course. And she said, I am here in the UK. That you and Zingb are in the UK. And Zingb has a strength about her. She's out of it, and she is in full recovery. And that's what Spiritual Warrior needs. So Spiritual Warrior is going to write me at destinyhelper12s at gmail.com. And shush no more. She said, together we are stronger. She said, our voices are louder. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, guys. I'm going to have to run. I know this was a quick one, but I'll be back. Remember, every other week, I'm coming on live, and I am here for you. I want your questions, and I am here for your questions and to contact you immediately. She said, thank you so much for answering the call and coming on today in your time zone. I really, really appreciate you all. You all have no idea how much I appreciate you. But I need Spiritual Warrior. Make sure you email me, destinyhelper12s at gmail.com. I appreciate you, and I want you to make sure you look at my videos, like and share my videos. And Spiritual Warrior, make sure you have subscribe to my channel. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and subscribe to Karen's channel. Karen, put your information up right now so they'll be able to get in contact with you. Put your information up. Hello there, D. Rodriguez. How are you? Zenbio, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate you. I love you all, and I will be back on. And I'm looking for your emails. I'm looking for your questions. And remember, put your comments in the comment sections. I do read them, and I respond to them. I love you to life. And I will see you on and look at the video, because I'm doing more videos concerning this topic. And spiritual warrior, make sure you email me so I can address the answers that you need. Know that we love you and you're not alone. All right, everybody, gotta run. I love you to life, and I'll see you on the next video. God bless everyone. Bye-bye.